In other news in the Dallas Cowboys, we have family affairs. And this is a topic that I wish I was not talking about. I honestly do. I honestly wish this was a topic that I did not have to talk about. Because there are names of people who we shouldn't even know. We shouldn't even know. Not in the sports world. And nothing against these young men and women. But we shouldn't know them. We shouldn't even be having a conversation about them. But we are. And here's why. I told you these things is Hollywood. Cowboy country is Hollywood. And while fans are frustrated, so are family members. And not just any family members. Family members of the best 3 football players you have on the Dallas Cowboys roster. Family members of Micah Parsons. Family members of Dak Prescott. Family members of CeeDee Lamb. Over the weekend, there were the social medias were set ablaze by comments from one Micah Parsons' brother, Dak Prescott's brother, and CeeDee Lamb's mother. Now, if you're this brother or sister, shame on you. I'm just talking in general. If you have a sibling or a child or a niece or a nephew that's actually like out here in this world doing great things, like are superior athletes or actors or actresses or whatever it is, we shouldn't hear from you in a negative way. Not about their business. Not about their business. And so over the weekend, there was Facebook posts that came from CeeDee Lamb's mother and other family members that talked about getting Dak the hell out of here. This is CeeDee Lamb's starting quarterback. This is the second-team All-Pro quarterback who throws the ball to your first-team All-Pro son. And the comments are talking about that there are some people out there in the Cowboys that want to win a ring. And she basically feels like Dak's not one of them. And that he needs to get the hell out of here. The Cowboys need to get rid of her son's starting quarterback. And then, of course, those conversations happen, and that news and information gets back to the quarterback's brother. Well, what does the quarterback brother do? The quarterback brother says, if it was left up to me, which is not, thank God, Dak would be out of Dallas. He would be out of Dallas and not a part of the Dallas Cowboy franchise if it was left up to the brother of Dak. These are his words, not mine. Saying about the fans and the organization how basically they don't really appreciate his brother, and if it was left up to him that he would have his brother go elsewhere. But he said, my brother loves the organization. My brother loves the fan base. But I wish he was gone. Whoa. And then last but not least, there is the brother of one Micah Parsons. As you know, there has been reports coming out because Micah Parsons has gone a little bit unscathed. He has always been put atop of the conversation of praise, and very often is he actually held accountable for his lack of productivity in the playoffs. It's documented. I'm not making it up. I'm not picking on anybody. The documentation is there. And instead of accepting accountability, instead of accepting the fact that maybe your brother needs to just be better in the moments that we need him to be best in. No. Micah Parsons' brother, he goes on and talks about how the organization is sabotaging his brother and basically playing him in ways that will hurt his money. And saying that the organization, and it was in reference to An audio that came out from Des Bryant when he was on another podcast and he was speaking about how some of the organizational things that he dealt with when he was here. And it was more so like, yeah, this is what they're doing to my brother Micah as well. That they're playing him out of position. That they're using him in an incorrect way. And at times, he feels as if his brother is being sabotaged. What? First of all, to all three of you, and I try to be respectful as I possibly can to people, and I'll try to be respectful as I possibly can to you three. Not only do you not have to post those things, not only should you have a level of restraint because of the position that your brothers and your son has in the organization, we don't care what you think. And you may watch this and go, Jesse, we don't care what you think. And I'm okay with that. But in this position, it is hard for me to not believe that the things that are coming out of your mouth as the mom or the brothers of these players is not the truth. Because this is not a third cousin removed. This isn't someone who is distant away from the situation. No, you're as close as you can possibly get. You're as close as it can possibly get. We've seen videos and pictures of you being around. Like, it doesn't get any closer than mom. So while mom may be venting and frustrating her own thoughts, it's tough for me or anyone else to believe that this isn't a conversation that you and CD may have had at the dinner table, Sunday dinner, at the house, just chilling. When you come out and you say that, I would wish my brother was elsewhere and yada, 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 it's hard for me not to believe that that's just not your opinion. Maybe that's a universal opinion. Maybe your brother did say that. Maybe that's actually how he feels. If the thought process of your brother not being played in the proper position or being sabotaged, and it's hard for me to believe that's just your opinion. Now, the representation of Micah Parsons had already come out and had Micah, they drafted up a tweet, and Micah came out and basically said, the thoughts and views of my brother, and he didn't say my brother, he said his entire name, Terrence Parsons Jr., the thoughts and views of his are not mine. He is not the same individual as I am, and we don't speak the same. You've created, all of you, an unnecessary distraction to your loved one's life. Now, whether it's true or not, this conversation is circulating around the Dallas Cowboys locker room and organization, without a shadow of a doubt. You think that this has been a national conversation. You think at the next meeting that this isn't brought up to Dan Quinn, Mike McCarthy? You think at the next meeting that Steven and Jerry and Will McClay aren't having this conversation about these comments? Now, for how long or how much credibility they put to it, they're having it. You think there aren't pockets of group texts amongst the Cowboys players in locker rooms that are passing this conversation around and saying, holy crap, bro, yo, did you see? Have you heard? Look at this. Yeah. If you thought there were tension before between quarterback and receiver, receiver and quarterback, star defensive player and organization, if you thought there wasn't or there were before, you've only added flames to the fire. On top of it all, you playing with the bag. All three of these guys are looking for new contracts. And we'll probably get them. But don't mess the money up. don't mess the money up. Don't start using bricks to throw at the glass house, and you don't mess the money up. Don't give them a reason to not want to give the money, or give the money reluctantly or begrudgingly. Don't do that. There was a conversation years ago. Jay-Z even used it in one of his verses between Minister Louis Farrakhan and the reporter Mike Wallace. And the famous quote is, "I think you should keep quiet." If there is anything that I can say to any one of you three, I want to say it in the tone of the Minister Louis Farrakhan's. I think you should keep quiet. That's what I think. I'm not saying that you can't have, well, it was my First Amendment, my right to free speech. Great, fine. There are consequences to that. That a lot of you who are making the comments, who are making the free speech, don't have to deal with. We're not going to see CD's mom. You may see Tad Prescott around. You may see Terrence Parson around here and there. They don't have to answer the questions. They don't have to go in the locker room and face those men. They don't now have to make the uncomfortable text call conversations and saying, "That ain't me. those aren't my words." Micah now has to have the conversation with Dan Quinn. He now either is going to have it or has already had it. Of, "Hey, coach, hey, DQ, I don't really feel like that. Hey, Mr. Jones, hey, Steven, hey, Jerry, nah, that's not me. That's them." There now has to be an uncomfortable conversation between Dak and CeeDee Lamb. Now, I don't know when they're going to meet. I assume at some point in time they're going to meet to throw routes together. How does that, it's like that meme of Diddy, and he's like staring at the other guy and they're going back and forth with the stare. Or there had to be an uncomfortable text or FaceTime between the two. Now Dak has to go and have the uncomfortable conversation with the Joneses when he's trying to work a contract out and go, "Are you committed to Dallas? Because your brother said that he wished that you weren't even here. That he wished that you wasn't even a part of this franchise." So, where did that come from? Because we know that you and your brother, your family, you run a tight community. And we know that your brother is one that is very close to you. So, how close do you feel to the sentiments that he put on social media? Are you kind of agreeing? Not at all? That conversation now had to be had because you could not refrain from posting things. And I'm not saying that you can't be a fan, but come on. This is unnecessary. It's unnecessary. And now the brothers and the sons of you all have to answer for it. Shame on you. So like Minister Farrakhan said to Mike Wallace, I think you should keep quiet. I think your Twitter fingers or your Facebook fingers, I think your podcast mics, I think you should keep quiet. Not just for the rest of the offseason, forever. In matters of this. You can feel a certain kind of way. But when you go to attack the people in the franchise that your son and brothers play for in that manner, you've done no good. You've created far more hurt than you have you helped. There's enough fans out here who say outrageous things. Should not come from you. Be better. You're all adults. All right?